Donatelli. Welcome to Reader Seeks Romance, the #1 romance novel talk show on YouTube. This Halloween weekend, historical romance author Lucy Morris returns to the show, and in costume. Lucy discusses her new Viking romance, A Nun for the Viking Warrior. She chats about joining the nunnery in the 10th century, and Lucy and I play a shockingly revealing round of Sorry, Not Sorry. Enjoy, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hi, Lucy. Welcome back to Reader Seeks Romance.
Thank you for having me. I'm just delighted to come. I'm really delighted to be here. As you can tell, it's a holy experience.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations on the release of your new Viking historical romance, A Nun for the Viking Warrior, which is the best title ever. Reader Seeks Romance is on location today at St. Scholastica Nunnery in the Kingdom of Northmania, formerly part of West Francia, in the year 912 AD. Does that sound familiar to you?
It does. It sounds very familiar. I can feel you there, actually. Look at those hollowed halls. My novel starts off with a bang, literally, as our Viking Jorund breaks down nunnery doors to claim his bride. And his bride is Lady Amy. And she is a lady from Everett, and she basically has decided to live her life in a nunnery. And bless her, I don't think she's suited to that life, but she's willing to go, to take orders to escape her controlling father, and she doesn't want to be ruled by men ever again. So unfortunately, she's then betrothed to Jorund, and he has to claim his bride to secure his land. So they marry in a marriage of convenience, and then it kind of becomes a story about discovering people from different cultures and different beliefs, and somehow finding love and happiness despite differences, which I think is a tale we all need at this time.
Yes, indeed. Did you think of or draw on Julie Andrews' character as Maria von
Yes.
Or is that she has good intentions and she wants to be a nun, but yet she's not?
Yeah, I did so much so. And one of my favorite songs out of The Sound of Music is the very kind of high-pitched one that the Mother Superior does. Do you remember? She sings, and she basically is like a problem like Maria.
Yes, how do you solve a problem like
Maria? Exactly. And I love that bit in the film, because I love how the kind of Mother Superior is like, nah, this isn't the life for you, love. She's kind of, step away. I think you're suited to better things. And I quite like the humor of that. It's a loving sort of push from someone else to kind of, and I did include a little bit of an homage to that, because the Mother Superior in the book does have a chat with her before she goes. She turns to her and she says she's like, well, I don't think this is really right for you. And then she also says, Amy's like, oh, but I'm going to be taken away by a Viking of all things. And then and Mother Superior's like, yeah, men are a bit rubbish, aren't they?
Fantastic first chapter. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I had the image of Vikings breaking down doors and that kind of, that pillaging sort of, the initial image that you always get when you think of Vikings, you think of pillagers and things like that. So I just thought, oh, wouldn't it be great if they broke into a nunnery? And then I was thinking, oh, Normandy nun, and I was like, well, quite like that, the alliteration. I do like alliteration. And then so it kind of developed from there, and I was looking into the history of the area, and I just had it set in my head that it would be a nunnery that was being broken into by Vikings. And You couldn't persuade me otherwise.
Was joining a nunnery a thing that was done back then for women who wanted to escape marriage, whether it be, arranged, or they just didn't want to get married?
Yeah, and I would say not even to avoid marriage necessarily. It was one of the few ways in Christian society, at least, that women could hold power, especially abbesses and things like that. They ruled land. They had their own breweries. They had their own, so they were businesses. In medieval society, it was a way for a woman to have power and independence, and that could never be taken away from her. If you marry, you might not, you're not in control of your own fate. You're in control, like your husband's in control of your fate. So it was kind of actually like something to consider, and it was mainly considered by wealthy women as well. Because it was a genuine way to have power in which they wouldn't have had otherwise.
What makes them go well together? What makes their relationship work?
So they're quite physically opposites. So Durin's like a giant of a man. He's huge, he's brash, he's kind of he's very kind of strong-willed, and but he's got like an inner core of honor, and he's quite a sweetheart underneath. Actually, he's massive cinnamon roll. So he's a sweetheart underneath. All he wants is peace and love, and to just have a home. And I think he's never had one, so he's that's what he's longing for. And he just doesn't know how to communicate it. I think he's been kind of emotionally stunted. He doesn't feel like he can express his feelings, and during the course of the book, actually, he kind of has to learn how to deal with his demons and to learn to express himself better. And Amy is very petite. She's very ladylike and little, but she's got a very fiery kind of brave spirit, but it's been trampled a bit over time, and she's a bit nervous, genuinely, which you would be if you were kind of married to someone nearly 2 foot taller than you. So she's understandably a bit nervous. She's very innocent. She doesn't really know much about sexuality or anything like that. So she's she's a bit unsure, but she in herself is also has a very sweet character. She's, to her core, she's about honor and looking after people and being a good person. And I think genuinely both of them are people that want to become good people. They have an intrinsic kind of want to look after people, to care for people, and to have a home. And I think that's what kind of is the thing that brings them together.
I created a game called Sorry, Not Sorry, in which we confess something we either say or do that is deemed inappropriate by others, but we don't care what they think.
My first Sorry, Not Sorry is that I don't change my bed sheets weekly.
Interesting. Now, when you say change them, you mean
wash them.
Okay.
I'm not sorry about it. It's my husband never helps me with them. It's always me that does it. And they kind of, they can pretty much walk to the washing machine by the time I actually need to. Yeah. Okay. Life's too short to struggle with a duvet. It really is.
When I find an item that I like online at a brick and mortar store, I will search for that item on Amazon so that way I can purchase it for less money.
Yeah, do you know what? I kind of probably do that a bit as well. And I also look in stores because sometimes they are cheaper in stores than Amazon, because you've got to be careful with old Jeffrey Bezos, because him and his old, adding on the postage and packaging, it all adds up. So I do a bit of tallying to see if I have got a deal. But I get that conundrum, because part of me doesn't like to give money to to a big conglomerate when there's like little shops and stuff, but also kind of want my stuff soon. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, some things are time sensitive, like ordering
yeah.
a nun habit for
Yes,
the
I
episode.
mean, yeah, you can't just rock on the high street and find one of these bad boys, can you?
No, you can't.
My second sorry not sorry. I let my kids go on their iPads for a long time. Especially when we're eating, and I know that's like there's going to be mums out there being horrified, but I just think it makes life quiet and easier at times, and we both have busy lives, and you know, if it makes them nice and quiet and me and my husband can have a pleasant meal together, and I particularly mean it in restaurants, because if they've got their headphones in, me and my husband could almost pretend that we're on a date. We could, because they're like just little ghost goblins in the corner, like they're happy, we're happy. I'm just not sorry about it, really.
My sorry not sorry is also kind of illegal, I believe. Or at least
I can't wait to hear this.
But it's one of those like minor illegal things that my husband will mention to me I shouldn't do. So my husband and I rent our apartment from a condo owner. So we rent a condo who used to live in our unit. So when I receive mail for that family, and it appears to be junk mail, I throw it into the garbage. I actually first like rip it into shreds and then throw it in the garbage. My husband says we should return to sender. First of all, so we don't keep getting that mail. And also because it's illegal to take someone's mail and do something with it. So he'll usually, try to tell them, return to sender, or tell the person that we rent from, hey, we've got mail for you. But I have no time for that nonsense.
I'm 100% with you, like 100%. Because also, yes, you could return it to sender and they might stop sending it. They won't though. It's spam. They don't care.
They don't.
They'll just keep sending it. They'll have your name next. They'll be like.
To build onto that, my husband doesn't like when I look through his mail, decide what's junk mail and toss it. And there are times, because he wants all mail, even junk, because he says it's my mail, I decide. There are times that he gets things, I'm like, there's no way he's going to want this. And I rip it up and toss it. And he doesn't know.
He doesn't know, won't hurt him. My third sorry, not sorry, is something that I am a tiny bit sorry for, that I wish I didn't do so much of. And that is swearing. I do have, as one of my friends called it, a potty mouth. Mm-hmm. So I swear quite a lot. But, and I do a lot of, now I have children, I do a lot of under breath swearing as well. So I'm a bit sorry for that, because I probably shouldn't have a potty mouth. But at the same time, I do think it releases tension.
My last sorry, not sorry, which isn't major. I figured I had to do something a little lighter given my last transgression. I sometimes only eat freshly popped popcorn for dinner with a side of candy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Popcorn I do like popcorn actually. So I can see how that is mealish. Like I can see how a big
it is. You're getting fiber, Yeah.
And
usually my husband makes it for me because he makes the best popcorn. He knows just the right amount of popcorn salt. And
do you make it yourself?
Yeah. Like popped. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. I don't do microwavable popcorn.
You see, that's kind of stuff that we kind of do here. And that's where you'll be disappointed with like British cuisine. We don't really do making our own popcorn. I mean, you can, but not many people do. I burnt the pan trying to do it. Got like popcorn like cremated and on the bottom of my pan.
Well, we don't go that like archaic. I guess I should. We do it a little. We have a machine that
So, you said archaic, like I'm there like mining my popcorn.
Like, for lack of a better word, we don't do it so simplistically, I should say.
Have you got like a proper air fryer thing or something?
We have a popcorn machine. It whirls. You plug it in and the thing, whirls around and the popcorn pops. So.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I should send you one. It'll change your life.
Jeffrey Bezos, get on it.
Well, Lucy, it has been an absolute pleasure to welcome you back to Reader Seeks Romance and to catch up and to talk about a nun for the Viking warrior.
Thank you. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you.